Today, we're going to talk about the story of Grok Imagine. It was a tool that promised to completely change how we create video, but instead, it kicked off a massive global safety crisis.
I mean, just listen to that. That was the dream they were selling to millions of us back in early 2026. The whole idea was generative AI video would give anyone, literally anyone with an idea, the power of a Hollywood studio right in their pocket.
Okay, so let's dive into this. To really get why this was such a big deal, we have to rewind a bit and look at what the creator economy was like in 2026.
For years, creators were hitting this massive wall. It didn't matter if you were a small business or just a solo influencer trying to make it big. Making professional-looking video was a huge pain. You needed pricey gear, you had to learn complicated software, and it took up so much time and skill.
And this was the question that generative AI promised it could finally answer. This wasn't just about making things a little easier. No, this was about completely rewriting the rules for creativity and, for who gets attention online.
And then xAI's Grok Imagine showed up. It launched with these features that honestly felt like pure magic and promised to change absolutely everything. The mix of features here was just brilliant. The Aurora engine gave you that incredible photorealistic look, but the native audio, that was the real game changer. No more silent, awkward clips. And because it could spit out a video in just 5 seconds, it was perfect for the crazy fast pace of social media.
And the process itself was just so simple. You didn't have to mess with complex timelines or editing software. It was all super intuitive, almost like having a conversation, which instantly gave millions of people access to this incredibly advanced tech.
But here's the thing, using Grok Imagine took a totally new kind of skill. You had to stop thinking like a photographer who's just setting up one perfect shot. Instead, you had to think like a film director, planning out a whole scene, complete with camera moves and sound effects.
So the power of this tool was just undeniable. Millions of people rushed to the platform, and the initial excitement was off the charts. But, well, pretty quickly, that amazing promise started to run into the messy friction of reality. At first, the results were just incredible. The internet absolutely exploded with this wave of creativity like we'd never seen before. You had small businesses making these super slick product commercials. Artists were bringing their static images to life. And of course, we saw it all. From corgis wiping out on skateboards to unicorns dancing on rainbows. It all happened in seconds, and it really felt like video creation had been democratized.
But then the first cracks started to show. Free users, who had been having a blast experimenting, suddenly found their access cut way back. Their daily credits got slashed, and many were stuck with just 15 attempts per day.
This comment from a user on Reddit just perfectly sums it all up. For a tool that needs you to try things over and over, 15 attempts isn't really a limit. It's a brick wall. The creative playground suddenly felt a whole lot smaller.
But creative friction soon became the least of Grok Imagine's problems. As the platform was dealing with angry users, a much darker issue was bubbling up, one that would turn this viral tool into a global safety concern. This timeline really shows you how fast things just spiraled out of control. We're talking less than 6 months to go from launching a controversial feature to facing whistleblower claims, political deepfakes, and then finally this huge abuse event that targeted regular people. From day one, this spicy mode was a huge red flag for critics. And let's be clear, this wasn't a bug or some accidental loophole. It was a feature, baked right in, designed to be less strict than the competition. The safeguards, as critics warned, were dangerously weak. When manipulated images of women and children started flooding the platform on New Year's Eve, experts stepped in to reframe the whole conversation. They said, look, this isn't just trolling or online harassment. This is a new, scalable form of abuse. It's weaponizing AI against innocent people. And then, the reports from inside xAI started coming out. Whistleblowers claimed that not only were they finding AI-generated child sexual abuse material, but that the company had actually failed to file mandatory safety reports. This set off huge alarms about systemic failures in how they were handling moderation and their legal duties. So this crisis basically dragged a really critical conversation about the dark side of AI into the mainstream, and it left all of us with these huge, profound questions about technology, responsibility, and what the future even looks like. And this is the central question that's still hanging in the air. After this whole crisis, both X and xAI have offered no detailed public response, no clear line of who's accountable. It's left users and regulators completely in the dark.
I mean, this just illustrates a complete breakdown. You have this massive gap between the real harm being caused by the technology and the ability of our platforms, our regulators, and even our legal systems to do anything about it. Ultimately, the story of Grok Imagine is a huge cautionary tale. It forces us to look a future right in the face where the line between what's real and what's fake can be totally erased in an instant. The question isn't just about the future of tech anymore, it's about the future of truth itself.